Tap to start on PC like Immortal. Yikes, please no. Okay, what is this? The press preview build featured hands-on experience of the prologue in Act 1. Probably not gonna play the Gizzard Sex Pest Factory games going forward. What? Your tummy hurts because you're bad at decision making? What did you eat? The wrong food? Don't eat like bad food, guys. Alright, gameplay and combat. We can say that it felt incredibly good playing D4 compared to current gen RPG titles. From the very start, the player can partake in a multitude of activities like following the campaign, grinding through dungeons, completing flavorful side quests, or just collecting materials and farming gold. Combat in D4 doesn't only feel like a well-made upgrade to D3, compared to earlier Diablo versions, combat pacing feels natural and can become quite fast in sticky situations. In fact, it ties everything together. The current state of character optimization, the choice of difficulty, your decisions, and the skill tree, and so much more. Whenever you fight in a group of monsters, you not only feel like part of the fantasy world you're playing in, you feel like a part of the game designed around your player character. A sorcerer is taking over a stronghold with her party. 7 minutes 49 seconds. What the fuck? It's like the entire act. Okay, I mean, map looks okay. This looks okay, it's like Grim Dawn. This is multiplayer, I mean, sure. Skills, 6 skills. Is this Last Epoch? Is this Last Epoch? What? Wait, okay, there's also spacebar. It's Last Epoch with 1 extra buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, left mouse button, right mouse button. Okay, where's my move to? Where's my move to? Q for pot. What is this? I don't know, like a buff. T for teleport. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Who the fuck uses 7 skills anyway? This actual good music is not part of the actual gameplay trailer, by the way. Let's remove that.
Blessed are you who will die in the Mother's name.
Stranger, the holiest of welcome.
Okay, so
The holiest of welcome.
the skill has a 60-second cooldown and dead like 0 damage. What? It's an ultimate? Level 42. This is Diablo 4, yeah. Or Last Epoch, exactly. If you look at the skills, it's like... It's just like Last Epoch. Actually, it's like one more skill and like a movement skill, I guess, on top. So it's like 2 more skills, but where's my move to? I mean, that said, it would probably like actually feel good when you actually play it and not play like some journalist build, right? Like, honestly, if you compare this to like the early like D3 footage or like early Grim Dawn footage, like if you look at like Grim Dawn traders or early like QE traders, maybe it looked kind of like not better than this, right? Like this looks, honestly, it does look like better. I wouldn't like judge a build's performance by like a journalist. D3's combat is pinnacle. I would have to disagree. D3 feels clunky as fuck nowadays. Like last epoch feels smoother than D3 to me, for example already. And LE like isn't honestly like Wilson almost like felt better than D3. I mean Wilson did feel better than D3 to be honest. Apart from like the shot like potion chugging in beta, but they removed that. I mean okay, like back in the day, right? Like back in the day when D3 came out, I played Grim Dawn and say D3 is clunky. I played D3 like half a year ago, yes. And maybe my brain is just like so hard programmed towards Grim Dawn again, or like already throughout all the hours. Like when I played D3, there were like, I don't know, like tons of input lags, left and right and right and left. I don't know, like maybe my ping is so bad with the servers, but D3 was full of input lag compared to like Grim Dawn. I mean, maybe that's like just a ping issue. I don't know. But like I tried like playing some league in D3 like half a year or like a year ago, and I couldn't even like kill the first boss of Act 1. Like I couldn't even like get to Lyric because it felt too bad to play. But it was mostly like input issue lags or like input issues. I do agree that like when I actually played D3, which was around like Reaper of Souls release, I would say it felt amazing, yeah. It might be a skill issue, yes, maybe. And maybe the input lag was just because of like server issues. Like I do remember like back in the day the D3 felt like really, really good to play. Like it was basically like playing League of Legends, but like, you know, as an ARPG, which gameplay wise is super smooth. So I assume it was like just server issue input lags and okay, the fucking like quick time events that last epoch already, I mean that Lost Ark already had, like, or like the duck and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I don't think like an RPG really needs that, but sure, it adds like some flavor to the world maybe. I mean, the visuals already, like, compare these visuals to, like, D3 visuals, like, this looks way better, right? Like, no joke, this looks, like, really freaking good. Like, visually, this game looks amazing. I mean, the gold, this is, like, designed for boomers, like, why is the number so big? Maybe you can scale it down. But that's, like, a minor complaint, I mean, it's not like, a non-complaint, to be honest. You have health bars over enemies, you have hopefully also like a health bar over your own character, you have health bars over like allies, because honestly like globes are cool. I personally prefer bars like Grim Dawn has. I don't like the globes at all. I really think they're hard to read compared to bars.
Another lamb for the sacrifice.
Did the character take damage yet? I mean, it's multiplayer, right? They're like a 4-man group and probably multiplayer is easier than single player. Monsters remind you of Lost Ark? They look better than Lost Ark, I think. Like, maybe Lost Ark-ish, but like proper dark and grim, like Diablo style, and not like Lost Ark MMO style. Not like Korean cartoon style. Yeah, I mean, I understand that they can't get away with the globes. I do understand that the globes will persist forever.
Run.
They will never change that. Like, that would be foolish to think they would ever change that. But as I said, like, I think bars are easier to read, and I do think that... But I mean, I guess you're gonna have, like, an option to have a bar above your character. 100%. I mean, the skills look honestly good, right? I just hope that you will have like proper build variety. I mean, I guess you will have that. This looks like total ass. Wait, what looks like total ass? You mean this skill? Honestly, this skill looks like a bit No, what does it look ass? I don't think this looks ass. It's the best looking skill. I mean, the Ice Prism, whatever it does, like some kind of defense, it doesn't look bad, I think. The Frozen Helix thing is like a classic ability, right? Looks fine, I think. What are the other skills? Like some kind of sword that she summons. I don't think it's fine. Does Blade Spirit, like the ice tornado, I mean, it looks better than like the skills do in Last Epoch. And like better than in Path of Exile as well, of course. Which game is this? This is some D4 spoilers. The animation of the D4 attack could be better, I guess. It's always like only doing one zap. Right, like this is only one animation. Visuals aren't everything. I mean, yeah, of course not, but... I mean, what I really kind of fear with like D4 is that you're gonna have like terrible build variety, right? Like 2 builds per class or something like that. Like I want like every single ability to be like able to make a main ability. Otherwise they're not like real abilities to me, to be honest. I mean, that would be ideal, but...
I need time to prepare that.
Looks great for a couch co-op. I mean, D4 probably is that. A couch co-op. I mean, it's gonna be mainstream, and couch co-op is, to a certain degree, like, still mainstream. Always online MMO. I mean, if the servers are ass, then it's gonna suck, yeah. If the servers are actually good, then I don't mind. I don't mind at all, like the servers are good. Yeah, I've never played like D3 console, but it made them good money, that's for sure. Like, we're not doing dailies, are we, in this game? Like, please, no, don't say that. Okay, so these guys just like walk through, but the player has to... Oh, okay. Because the other guys like trigger the fight. So unless, like, if the fight is not triggered yet, you can just walk in there. But once the fight is triggered, there's gonna be a barrier, and you have to like click on the like interact to join the fight, or not join the fight. Okay, I mean, why not? Makes sense. Maybe. No idea actually if that's even needed. Diablo Immortal. I don't know, I mean, this looks way better than Diablo Immortal, doesn't it? Is the zoom too far in? I mean, as a Grom Dawn player, it is obviously like more zoomed in than like in Grom Dawn, but...
I need time.
It's a bit further away than PoE, right? Is the journalist like not moving, or... Wait, he is using like... Oh shit, the movement ability has like 20 seconds cooldown or what? Oh, he's using it in place here. Classic journalist move right here. Wait, where was it? Wait, is he like always using his spacebar in place? Yeah, zoom is fine. Oh, it's a dodge. Like a dodge roll. No movement abilities, eh? I mean, that can be fine. That can be fine. Okay, what are these abilities? This is like the ultimate, right? This is the Hailstorm. The Hailstorm looks kind of weird. Look. A bit underwhelming, I guess. Like, if you would say that any ability looks underwhelming here, it's probably the 4, right? This like hailstorm. This one looks I don't know, I guess fine. Why is he not using this ability more? The spiral. This is the weapon that she summons, right? The spiral. I guess spiral is like gated by mana, makes sense. I wanna see default attack spamming, like he has abilities ready. Freaking journalist playthroughs, man. Like, use your skills, please. Okay, that's the shield, and 4 is the hailstorm. I wanna see the hailstorm again. Where is it? Show me the hailstorm. He just refuses to use it, right? Did I lag on the stream? I think it should be fine. Dude, he didn't use the freaking 4 ability a single time, are you kidding me? Okay, he's using it here. Right now. Do they get empowered? There might be like some combo mechanic here, like these seem to be empowered now, maybe. Dude, where's he using the ability? Is he not using the ability a single time? Where is it? Or can you spam it? Was it laggy for you too? Is it still laggy now? Yo, where's the ability? I'm pausing. This is pausing. This is me pausing right here.
I need time to prepare that.
Doesn't look like pausing. That's spacebar spam. Like trying to see the abilities. Like this is spacebar. What is 4? Like, can you use 4? Pause jump, yeah. Pause jumping. Pause jumping hard right here. Okay, Mr. Journalist, please. Let me see the ability. And this is like using arrow keys, right, to jump around. Not lagging. Okay, let's see what happens here after the fight then. What is even happening? This is post the fight. You remember, right? The last fight that we saw here just a second ago. Waypoint unlocked. Okay, wait, what? What's actually happening here? So he fights. He kills the boss, right? He gets a new waypoint. So that's the boss fight here.
I need time to prepare.
They defeat the boss, or the bosses. Then they unlock the. Is this the waypoint? I guess. Oh, it's like a stronghold. Like once you clear this, it's like a town. Dude, this is like, what's it called? Far Cry? Like where you liberate checkpoints or whatever they were called in Far Cry. It's like Far Cry, right? Far Cry mechanic. Stronghold conquered. Nostrovia. Honestly, it's kind of cool. Like, yeah, I like it as well. It's like you have, it's like Homestead Portal, right? It's like Homestead Portal, but more complex, or like a bit more to it than just like monsters spawning out of a waygate. I mean, yeah, Grim Dawn basically has it as well. It's just like monsters spawning out of a like rift, right? Here's a bit more complex. Or like a bit more to it. I don't know, I mean, I think this is more like the journalist, like just not using his abilities properly and not the actual like gameplay being bad. Wait. Wait, this is the same map, right? This is literally the same map that they were fighting in the end. It's literally the same map. So they are... Is this like the outside world? This is the outside world, right? And then they go into the dungeon, into this church. Oh yeah, the church event like corrupts the entire town and then like they have to liberate the town. Or something? Dude, that's like they stole it from Season 4, man. Season 4 mechanic, stolen, copium. Ah, okay. Okay, imagine like actually paying attention to what's happening in the video. They go from house to house. Yeah. Kill the demons, they like... sacrifice the villagers, whatever. Go around, kill like all the guys, and then go back, and then there's a boss spawning there because they like triggered this event after like destroying the effigies. Yeah, okay. Investigate the homes, destroy the effigies, and then that spawns the chapel boss. And then they kill the boss of the chapel. I mean, sure, it's not like a bad quest event. Like not a bad like chain of events for a quest, I think. It's fine. You can't take the skipping? Sorry. It's like people complaining about me like rotating the camera, I guess. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright, this is this thing, right? Here we go. People leave? No, come back. It's hard for us to define what makes D4's gameplay and combat feel so incredible and immersive. Bad chest. Okay, blah blah. Evade, I mean it's like a dodge roll, right? Yeah. All characters can use it to their advantage from level 1 on. That's like from Diablo Immortal, they had it as well. I mean, it's a fine mechanic, sure. I wish you could like customize this one as well. Because I mean, maybe you can. You probably can, actually. Has like its own skill tree, maybe. Would be amazing. Yeah. Honestly, like, you're not gonna... I mean, Grim Dawn solves this issue. By, like, making every single build be able to, like, use a rune augment. And you have, like, well, 23 skills that you can use or something like that in Grim Dawn. And in D4, you just, like, get a dedicated button, that's fine. That's a fine solution, especially like if you wanna like keep the controller in mind. Which they obviously do. The characters will move a lot faster using the evade button. I don't think you like use the evade button to move faster, do you? It didn't look like that at least. This applies to city humps in particular where using class-specific movement skills is not allowed. Why? Oh, you can use evade but not class-specific movement buttons. Because you can't use any skills at all, or? In 9 out of 10 games with dodge rolls, you use it to move faster, yeah. Evade can further be customized with items through modifiers like increase movement speed for a few seconds after using evade and so on. I mean, yeah, that's cool, right? This is cool. Even if there's like a single strongest option, it's cool to have options at least in the first place, and to be able to like figure out what is the strongest option, and they can like balance it later, right? They're gonna balance it, right? Right? Hopefully. Long story short, it feels good to use this button every single time. Okay, cool. The map design, honestly, this literally looks like Grim Dawn's map, right? They obviously like stole everything from Grim Dawn, right? I mean, copium. I mean, it looks like any map. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I think it fits the style of the game, right? Yeah, I would enjoy a game having this kind of map. It's fine. This is a game as a service, unlike D3. I mean, this is still buy to play, right? I guess. You very much don't like any dodge roll things and hack and slashes, but I'm not on that weird boat that says you either make numbers gear-based game or dex skill-based game. And routines more often than not just suck, other than dodging some long telegraphed crap. Buy to play and then pay to win. I don't know. I mean, we'll see about that. Buy to play, but also buy to look cooler. If it's only like buy to look cooler, honestly, I don't mind too much. I mean, it's still not great, but... And release classes one at a time as paid DLC. I mean, many games do that, though. To be honest. Yeah. Not the beginning, but surely at some point cash will give you power. I love gathering resources. Yeah, I mean, even if it's like that, right, you can still enjoy it like at the start maybe, and like get some good amount of like playtime out of your money spent. As long as the game's like still in its like initial stages and decent. Trusting Blizzard makes no sense. I mean, it doesn't. But the product might still be good. Alright, quest. Is this gonna be like... Dude, I hope quest design is not like a freaking... I hope quest design is more like Elden Ring and not like freaking... What's it called? Horizon Forbidden West or... I mean, God of War quest design was pretty okay-ish. Still like a bit too much backseating there. But I assume gonna have like quest arrow, go here, quest arrow, go there, quest arrow, go there. I mean, of course they're gonna have that, right? Probably. Over are the dark days of D2 and its vague quest descriptions and D3's later campaign mode. Yeah, we're gonna have like quest arrows instead or something maybe. I don't know, we'll see. As long-time Diablo fans, our first look at the world map didn't feel like very Diablo. The new degrees of freedom provided by the world map felt like gaining a new superpower. Question mark? It made D4 feel like a fully fledged role-playing game. Yeah, I guess. There still is like a best way to level up. Yeah, of course, like people are gonna min-max that, but that's fine. I mean, people do that in every single game, like no matter how big and open the world is. There's always gonna be like one definite like best way to do leveling, and that's fine. Yo, the unzipped work one. You wonder how much Blizzard paid them to write this article? I don't know. I mean, maybe they did. I have no clue. Class design in D4 feels like the next natural step in the franchise. The evolution already starts during D4's character creation. Being able to create your very own version of the class almost overwhelms the average... Oh my god, this is such a like diss to all like D players, right? You're basically like saying the average Diablo player is a fucking like one head. Like a peanut brain. What do you mean? Oh my god, this is so toxic, the sentence. Accurate? Maybe, I don't know. Average D player are 4-year-old kids who learn Lego. You guys are just as toxic, what the fuck. This goes in line with D4's approach to main character storytelling. You are the average adventurer. Their usage of like the word average here has some kind of toxic feeling to it, I don't know. Anyway, in the PR preview build, players were able to choose between becoming a barbarian, a sorc, and a rogue. In general, playing all 3 classes up to 25 felt good and rewarding depending on playstyle. Leveling from 1 to 25 took about 5 to 10 hours. That's honestly fine, I guess. What's max level in this game? UI looks like D3. Does it? I don't know. They were level 4 in the video. Yeah, but like, it's gonna be higher than that, right? I'm pretty sure for the demo you could only like, you know, play Act 1. And that's it, I think. All 3 skill trees offered many different choices and playstyles even at the early stages of the game. Most importantly though, the skill tree combines the best of the former Diablo worlds. Much like D2, players are able to level up their main skills, enabling them to focus on a couple of specific and very powerful abilities. Each skill also has a different upgrades, which, similar to skill runes in D3, alter gameplay in many ways, or in other ways than just do more damage. I mean, I hope so. So you're gonna have like treble nodes, like giving you like, I don't know, like more damage or more attack speed or more casting speed, and then like notables, right? As you would call them in freaking Path of Exile, that like change it a bit more. Or like, I guess like in Ellie. I mean, honestly, if D4 has LE skill trees, it's already more than I would expect from D4, to be honest. Wait, but it's only one skill tree for all abilities. Or per ability. No. It's one skill tree for all abilities, right? And then this unlocks the ability, and then these are modifiers that deal like 10% more damage each. Wait, what? Stop with the spoilers. I don't. Oh my god, close. Okay, let's go. All. Okay, yeah, it's all 3 skill trees. 1 skill tree per class, right? Not per skill. The skill tree combined, blah 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 blah. Each skill has different upgrades. So, what is the skill and what is the upgrade? The combination of both skill design approaches adds a ton of depth when choosing a character build, at least compared to other Diablo titles. I mean, if you have like a total amount of skill points, it's like it's like Grim Dawn or Titan Quest. We have to like choose which things to put skill points into, and honestly, that's kind of good. I mean, I like the system. It's not bad. It works. And you have like 45 points available here. Sure, you can like spend them wherever you want. Yeah, I think like these are... Okay, these are some like, I don't know, like progression nodes or whatever. And then you have skills, right? This is a skill, this is a skill, this is a skill, this is a skill. But are these like all active abilities? Like this one looks like an active ability, right? Cooldown 15 seconds, skewer enemies in front of you, dealing damage, rip the weapon out, blah 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 blah, right? Like do stuff, deal damage, okay. And then they have like 3 nodes here. This is like a skill, 3 nodes. I mean, how complex can like 3 nodes be? They can't be that I mean, maybe. This is an illusion exile. Skill runes in D3 basically do nothing except change the element you want. I mean, what does D2 do? Like in D2, you just have the skill, right? And then does anything like change anything in D2 with the skills? Like items maybe? I have no idea actually about D2 to be honest. Like D2 seems, or like seemed at least when I played it, like, I don't know, like it does nothing. you have the skill and that's it. Yeah. Like D3 with the skill runes, even though you could say like they did nothing apart like change the visual, they were like already like more complex than like D2 skills, but you didn't like actually put points there, right? You didn't have like any like meaningful choice where like you put points, you just had the skill, right? You just had the skill for free. And then you could like mix and match skills as you would like to all the time. And they were all like just as powerful. Like you were just like level gated, but like at some point, like once you had all the runes, you had all the runes and you could like do literally all the things, right? Whereas here you have, at least it seems like skill points again, just like in D2 or like Grim Dawn or Path of Exile or like Titan Quest, or actually like Path of Exile skill tree as well, I guess. So it matters more like where you put your points. I don't mind like being able to respec this, but it still like matters where you put your points, because when you put like more points in skill number A, right, then like skill number A will hopefully get more like more damage and feel more like your main damage ability. Whereas on D3, you couldn't really like, if like one skill was worse than the other, the only way to make it better than the other was with items, and not like with like putting more skill points into it. Which kind of like forced you just like always take the best damaging ability, I guess, in a way. And this feels better. Like this looks better at least, like way better. D3 is getting plus blah 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 blah. D2 optimization looks better than what we've seen from this though. What does D2 optimization do even? I know there's like plus skills to like teeth at level 1 that you can buy from like a wand. And then you have like Enigma or something like that, which like lets you be a mage and teleport around with the most like cancerous ability ever, at least visually. In our rogue playthrough, for example, we started off with a jack of all trades kind of melee build with lots of different upgraded damage abilities. Thanks to the low respec cost at the early game, we decided to try out a more straightforward bow build later on. Basically only using one resource generator, Phosphor Arrow, and one resource spender, Rapid Fire, for dealing damage. Combined with many different skill agnostic, passive nodes, and a focus on applying vulnerable debuffs and to all enemies around you, playing this build was a pure treat. Yeah, also like a skill point system like this, if you not only put actives in here, but also put passives in here, right? You don't even have to play like 6 abilities. You can just play like 1 or 2 maybe, and like have others like just be there cosmetically, and other than that, just like put points into passive nodes, right? And if you do the system correct, it's amazing, in my opinion. I wish that if you have such a system already in place, that you could use more than 6 abilities, like 8 in total, right? So you could, I think 8 would be still fine, right? Like if you're, I don't know, like a console gamer, like you don't have to play 8, right? Like just play less actives and like play more passives, and if you build it right, it's still gonna be just as powerful, right? But like let people who enjoy like playing 8 ability builds, like enjoy 8 ability builds, right? They claim best endgame gear will be crafted from rares. This definitely has to be playable when drunk after a workday. No way anything here is complex. I mean, in my opinion, the perfect RPG, right, would have a build variety or like a skill tree created that well that it makes a build variety like possible that allows you to play a, you know, like not S tier but like A or B tier build well enough to, exactly as you said, like be playable in a drunk after work, right? But you still have like some other build that is just like slightly better, but like way harder to play. So like the, you know, the actual skilled players can feel good about being good at the game, whereas the like average Joe who just like wants to play it on the console can still enjoy being very powerful. Maybe just not quite as powerful, just not quite as strong as like some like actually good player, you know. Yeah, like Avenger versus Diviner Spellbinder. But the Avenger is actually worse and not better, whereas in Grim Dawn the Avenger is arguably better. Well, like just as good. To be honest, it depends on the content in Grim Dawn though. Like for some content obviously like Avenger is better, for other like Binder is better, and Binder can probably like actually overall do more content than Avenger. Anyway. Okay, no matter if you want to go wide or deep in a skill tree, class gameplay offers a ton of variety from the very start. On average, classes should be able to reach the final notes of each class tree in their 30s. Be boomer. So one has to hope that Paragon board and legendary items offer the same good feeling of making meaningful decisions as players did traveling through the skill tree. Yeah, hopefully that is the case. But honestly, like the skill tree, like, is more like the foundation of the game, right? That's probably the most like fundamental thing of an RPG, and itemization is also pretty much the fundament as well, but like maybe like one layer above that. Could I actually doctor your new Avenger setup? Maybe later, or tomorrow rather. I can't really. I don't more today, I think. There's so much to read here, holy fuck. Items and itemization. There isn't a lot to say about items or itemization until a base in level 25 playthroughs. We've only found a handful of legendary items. What do you mean? There isn't a lot to say about items and itemization based on level 25 playthroughs. And then they continue to say, we've only found a handful of legendary items. It's... Dude, this is such a fucking like journalist take. Like legendary items... Like there's so many other items in the game that are usually like way more important, like to build the like fundamentals of itemization as well. Like why do they only like show and care about legendaries? Like show us the fucking white items. That's like where it should start. Like what do you mean legendaries? The occultist system would enable players to use specific legendary affixes later. That's like a cube thing, right? Like you can extract the legendary affix, or like the skin modifier rather, whatever it does, the power, and then craft it onto other gear later, I think. Codex of Power also has that, storing aspects, blah blah blah. You don't give a shit about common items? Dude, if you don't care about common items, why are they even in the game, right? Like, they should just be deleted then, right? They should not be there, right? In Grim Dawn, the same thing, right? Like, common items, they shouldn't be in the game. But they actually do make sense, because they have affixes on top, and then they become like yellows and greens, right? And like, the yellows and greens, because of their affixes, should also like what they are like talking about here, but they're not. Like, who cares about legendaries? I mean, of course legendaries are important, but like start with the basics. Like, why are you talking only about legendaries? What the fuck? Other than that, itemization D4 seems very straightforward, at least in the early leveling stages. People will understand quickly what the modifiers do. I mean, according to this, you just like ignore all items except for legendaries, and then like you play legendaries or what? Makes no sense. Or at least according to this, like all items except for legendaries are so boring and so bland that they're not even like worth talking about. This is not a dev blog. This is a journalist take. This is not a dev blog. What do I say are the top 3 builds when it comes to Shadow Realm and hard bosses? I have no clue, to be honest. I have no fucking clue. You can check out the Grim League ladders. Maybe there's some... Like, check out the top people on the ladder and check out their builds, maybe. I honestly have no idea right now. There are good builds, like... I mean, okay, if you're playing like vanilla... I guess you go to, like, the forums and check out the, like, top 20... Top 20 builds post that people made. Continue shitting on journalists. Like, they should at least like mention them and like show how they work. I don't know. Alright, dungeons and strongholds. Okay, dungeons are like roguelikes, I guess. Experience and item rewards. Maybe not roguelikes, but like dungeons. Just like dungeons without roguelike, maybe. Like you can port out of them, maybe. 150 unique dungeons. It feels like the core feature. Big end boss fights, puzzles. Another 5-minute video? Holy shit, dude. This is insane. Are you kidding me? Alright, let's go. That's a rogue, right? And this is a barb, I would assume. It looked like a cool ability, misplaced. It's not a cool ability. Like, show us the yellow item, please. Like, I guess anything that's not legendary is not worth talking about, right? Not worth talking about. Alright, here we go. Backtracking. Track backing. Okay, second door. Weapon swapping. The character like automatically weapon swaps, like depending on which ability it's using, right? Because it has like all the weapons. I wonder how like gearing for that works. I mean, I guess like skill A uses like crossbow damage, skill B uses like dagger damage. So you will need to like find a crossbow and 2 daggers, something like that, to like deal proper damage. I wonder if those like kind of weapon hybrid builds are gonna be like good to gear, like feel good to gear and be actually like viable end game as well, or if it's like gonna be nope, you just wanna like min-max on like one weapon type and that's gonna be the best. Because hybrid... Am I back? I'm back. Small F. Sorry about that, guys. German internet. The only thing that like triggers me right now is there's no force move. I mean, maybe there actually is force move. It's just not like visible here. I mean, you don't need like force move on your bar somewhere, anywhere, right? It's probably just like a button, and if you're playing like with a controller anyway, then you just like use your joystick to force move, right? So. Left click to open. I mean, that's a classic. He'll scrabble at me. Okay, there's like something going on here, right? With this health. Some interesting mechanics, maybe. I have no idea. We'd have to like probably read the passive note that this guy has. Nah, I mean, I guess there is some force move somewhere. It's just like not on the bar. Like you don't need it on the bar. I mean, I would assume there is force move, right? There has to be. Right, there has to be. Video ends because he died. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's the controller gameplay. That's true. Besides the incredible amount of dungeons, the introduction of cellars and strongholds increases special variety as well. Cellars, one-room mini-dungeons, provide a quick and dirty dungeon experience, while strongholds fulfill the adventurer's fantasy of freeing a camp from the spawns of hell to convert into a friendly hub with different NPCs and quests. I mean, yeah, I don't mind this system. I mean, it's like liberating Steel Cap District. Reminds you of Wilson? Yeah, a bit. I mean, Wilson wasn't all garbage, but Wilson had like some good parts. Not a lot of systems were active in the press review build due to level limitations, blah 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 blah. Similar to World of Warcraft, Doc Leave. You can earn renown by completing different activities and discovering side areas with optional quests. That's cool. 5 renown tiers. It's like kind of like reputation actually. It's literally like reputation system from Grim Dawn, right? Nice. I don't mind that. Unless I talk graphics, yeah, like graphics is basically what I was referring to. Honestly, like the skill tree wheel wouldn't have been that bad if like the nodes all worked, but like 90% of them were bugged. Grim Dawn reputation on Megalon chat. Yeah, I mean, I think it works. Like, I don't know. I think it's a good system. I really don't mind like reputation system because it gives you like a different incentive to like do side quests. Also, it gives you like depending on the rewards, right? You can like, you know, skip side quests for area A because the rewards are whatever for your build, and you want to do them for side like for area B though. And then another build you might want to do them for area A but not for area B, right? I mean, when you first play through, you're probably gonna do like all of them anyway, but those are mandatory though. What do you mean? Why? Read the bottom. By the way, skill and paragon points are earned through the renown system and will be Paragon points, Stars of Cringe. Ugh. The starting experience with the second or third character was vastly different. Oh, right, so you do the renown stuff, and then it's account bound, right? Paragon system points like account bound, right? I think it'd still be okay. Like, you don't have to do it in every single character, you just have to do it once. It being account bound is somewhat a saving grace here, I feel like. Right? Maybe. I mean, it's actually fun. This is kind of like a way to like... It's kind of like a speed leveling mechanic, in a way. Doesn't sound like a deep system. It's like a way of making people able to skip the campaign. It's like a merit light, in a way. Like, if you have a merit in Grim Dawn, right? Merit does the same thing. It gives you additional like skill and attribute points from side quests, and allows you to like get all the portals. Here you get like skill and paragon points, and it makes you not have to do the side zones for the renown system again. So you kind of like skip certain areas, so you kind of like skip with portals in a way. Kinda. It's a similar system to like skip level, like make leveling quicker for the second characters. I don't think it's like that bad. It's a different approach, but in the end, like, just speeds up like leveling for secondary characters, which is fine. Crafting and gathering. Honestly speaking, crafting D4 already looks much more complex in 25 than it did. I mean, they're always like comparing to D3 or D2. Like, don't compare to those games. Like, those games have no complex systems ever. Come on. Imprinting, extracting aspects, the powers of legendary items in D4, blah 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 blah. Charsey food. Endgame map items that turn dungeons into nightmare dungeons couldn't be tested. Oh, you can like... You can make dungeons into boundless dungeons, is what they're saying, right? You hear legendaries? Yeah, like they've only been talking about legendary items so far, and look at this gear. It's level like, what? It's a level 40 character, right? And he is wearing full legendary gear. I'm gonna fucking die of cringe, dude. What is this? Or is this like yellow gear and these are legendaries? I have no idea. No, these are just yellows. Never mind, this is yellows. Never mind, this is yellows. Yellows are like greens in Grim Dawn, right? Yeah, never mind. Blues are like yellows and yellows are like greens. Yeah, I'm blind. Chest is legendary? Dude, it's like the same color. These are orange and this is crossbow. Daggers and crossbows like orange and this is some golden... I don't know, it's like all the same color, like... What? Looks good. That picture at least looked good. The blacksmith doesn't add a lot of new things to D4. It's like the best subheading ever. What does it do? It upgrades? Is it like honing? Is this like fucking honing? Is this honing? Is this Lost Epoch, I mean Lost Ark honing? Yeah, that's true, Condom. So you wanna find like a good rare, right? You wanna extract legendary power, put it on the rare, and that's like your best slot item, I think. Which is at least better than... Yeah, I guess. The Alchemist also proven to be quite useful early in the game. Upgrading your health pots feels rewarding. Blah 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 blah. Okay, sure. You upgrade your pots. That's like not a complex mechanic. You can craft consumables in the form of elixirs that provide powerful buffs. I kind of like that. Like, if they're, you know, like it's from Grim Dawn, the system as well, if they're like expensive enough to craft and you only like use them for like certain encounters. Like if they're so expensive you only want to use them for certain encounters. It's kind of cool. All elixirs also provide a 3% experience buff. Why? 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 What? Why? What the fuck? Why? This is literally like the worst sentence I've read in this entire... Like, this sentence right here wants me to like not buy this game. Like, literally only this sentence. What is this? Why? I don't want to play Path of Exile and like spam pots. Or like, you know. Yo, DMT, welcome on. I mean, okay, it's 30 minutes. I know, okay, 30 minutes. But like, why? Because Blizzard is full of bad ideas? I don't think like anything else here was this bad so far. It was okay, or like actually sometimes even good. But this is so... Yikes. Why? It's so like unnecessary. Like, elixirs are good because you want to use them. Like, you want to use their powerful buffs in certain situations, right? At least that's how I would like see this, ideally. Right? You wanna like use them. 30 minutes is also like kind of way too long. Like, it should be like 5 minutes and like or like 10 minutes maybe, okay? And you use them for like a certain fight, stuff like that, like resource, regen, CDR, right? You wanna use them for like important fights that you feel like you can barely make without them, so you wanna use them for like extra security maybe on hardcore. Or you can't do them at all on softcore, so you want to use them and craft them to be able to overcome your obstacle on softcore, right? But instead, they all give you like 3% experience buff. So you just want to like spam them mindlessly all the time. What? Why? I don't get it. Okay, so you gotta like... You're stuck in a chore loop, right? Okay, so here they introduced like chores, right? You want this to be efficient with XP gain. How do you get them? You wanna go like and hunt materials, and you're gonna be in this like chore loop, and you're gonna die like... You're gonna die in real life of cringe, I don't know, like what is this? Gathering is as one-dimensional as one could be. Yeah, I can imagine. You click a node and auto-collect. Yeah. There's maybe like some animation like in Lost Ark where you like swing a pickaxe or you skin an animal. But in the end it's like press G to win. Right? It's like press whatever button enables the crafting, you press it and then the character does it and then you have the mat and you use your elixirs to get like 3% XP. And to the top of that all off, like probably like to actually make this mandatory, you're gonna gain XP doing this, so that you're not gonna feel bad about like having to do this, to craft this, to actually kill monsters for XP, right? Because if this gave you no XP, then there might be maybe like still a way to, you know, not have to play this. And like you could like maybe level quicker without using the elixirs. Like, if this didn't give you XP, which I actually hope, then it might be still quicker to just like kill monsters and progress through without elixirs, and then this one actually wouldn't be mandatory, right? Like, then it would be kind of fine, right? Then you could be either a gatherer, right? You could either like be somebody who likes to gather stuff, craft elixirs and trivialize the combat, or you're somebody who just likes to fight all the time and doesn't care about this, and you could still like both like end up at the same level about like at the, like up at the same time, right? And then I think it would actually be a lot better of a system than I initially thought. Like, then it would be kind of fine, because then if you hate doing this, you can just ignore this, or like You only have to do it, as I said earlier, like for specific fights, and never ever otherwise. But people who like doing this, they don't feel like they are falling too far behind because of this like 3% experience like bonus to like catch up again. Then this is actually not that bad. You guys are still not gonna buy D4? I mean, yeah, Blizzard is scammy and so on, but I don't know, like, the product is actually, like, really good. I'm not sure if I can resist, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But it's still, like, I don't know, like, it might still not be good. I mean, it's right now it could be still, like, good or not good, I have no idea, to be honest. And also as a streamer, I guess it makes more sense to, like, play and buy it nevertheless, even if it's bad. I mean, I also, like, played and bought Wolson, and it was good for some memes, I guess. But other than that, guarantee you a room full of executives said, survival crafting is huge right now, let's add some survival crafting elements. I mean, it's become like a core of like so many games, so many like MMO-like games, and D4 is in a way gonna be like an MMO-like game as well, at least. I mean, Lost Ark is like, I think, the biggest like role model for them right now, I feel like. Not even like PoE or D3, it's Lost Ark, to be honest. You were able to craft incenses at the Alchemist. We don't know what those are, but hope to find out during open beta next year. Alright, wardrobe and transmog. Bad chest. Blah 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 blah. I mean, yeah, transmog. As soon as you equip or salvage an item, it will get added to your wardrobe. Makes sense. Up to 5 outfits, which are called snapshots, and you can like switch between all the slots. Sure. 33 different collectibles, and then each item has 12 different pigment dyes. I mean, honestly, Diablo 3 already was like good with this, and D4 is gonna be even better with this. I expect no less. This is an amazing system for transmogging, but transmogging is like a minor system overall. But I mean, yeah, I would expect no less from this. It's good, yeah, sure. By the way, you would think that an early game armor would look bad to reflect its relative low power level. That's not the case in D4. Honestly, I hate this, but yeah, fucking Lost Ark does it the same way, so... Yeah, as I said, like, Lost Ark is the biggest role model for D4. So, yeah, they're not gonna make a character, like, look bad at level 1, because they don't want, like, people to quit the game at level 1 because they feel like their character looks like shit. In my opinion, like, it's way better to have, like, Grim Dawn style actual visual progression. Like, you look like a hobo at level 1, you collect some scrap, use scrap to kill stuff, and then you actually, like, somewhat, like, get good gear later, and like, that looks good as well. In Path of Exile, you always look like a hobo, even in endgame, right? And, like, Lost Ark, you look like a fucking god gamer at level 1, and D4 is gonna be like Lost Ark. Which, yeah, in my opinion, it's terrible, but it is what it is. I mean, PoE has, like, sick MTX, right? Maybe there's some, like, non-MTX gear that's also kind of okay. World tiers and difficulty. World tiers are difficulties of D4, alright. World tier bigger number. Okay, this is journalist mode. This is like normal mode. And there's only tier, like 2 tiers. Alright, we're gonna have like tier 69 at some point, just like Torment 69 right now in D3, I guess so at some point. It's good that you only have like 2 difficulties at the start though, at least. At least they try to like balance the game around like this mode, and then they have like journalist mode, which is fine. For like the journalists and like the coach potatoes, that's fine. That's totally fine. Another interesting fact about world tiers is that you can change world tiers only at the world tier statue in one of the main cities. Alright. That's actually, I don't mind this. I think this is good. This is good. Like, you have to somewhat commit to the difficulty, like at least a bit more. That's nice. I mean, it's not gonna be like that big of a deal, but a bit nice. Okay, graphics and looks. I mean, we already like looked at graphics a lot, I think. But sure, let's check out this more, like some more 2-minute videos here. It seems like a town. Maybe not. Oh yes, it is a town, right? Kyovashad. Kyovashad. Wherever this is. The portal, maybe? Player shadow turns with the body of the character. Wait, it does. Oh shit. Wait, what? Why? You fucking. Oh shit, dude. From 6 kills to 0, walking into the town. How? Wait, how do you fuck up shadows in a game like this? Dude, the game looks so fucking good, but like, how do you fuck this up? What? How is that possible? Your character in Lost Ark looked like a goth stripper at level 1, yep. You played a witch in PoE and for all the majority of the game it looked like a homeless person who lived under a bridge, yep. Yeah, Dog Fun Frog, player shadow turns with the character. Well, that's... I have no fucking idea. You want more camera distance? I mean, I'm happy it's more camera distance than Path of Exile at least. I mean, a bit more would be nice, I guess, as a Grim Dawn player, of course, but... that's fine. Dude, how do you fuck up shadows? Not final version. I mean, yeah, it's not final, right? It's at least I'm not saying it's final. Final version of the build. Okay, not non-final voice acting. Oh my god, why am I clicking on it? Yeah, okay, I get your point. Like, you can look decent without MTX and PoE as well. I get your point. But like generally, right, you look like shit, right? Generally. Dude, what is this shadow though? Yeah, generally you look like shit. He equipped meme items that only work for non-cosmetic, or that work only for cosmetic and not for an actual build. Okay. Yeah, okay, I mean, this is just like he's randomly running around the town, and sure, it's like camera zoom whenever you like talk to people, because that's cool, I guess. Is this really what's it gonna be? It's, I mean, I told you, right? Like, Lost Ark is the role model. You have to like go to some pumpkin, collect a pumpkin, give it to some... Oh no, that's like actually a Grim Dawn Season 4 questline. No, you have to go to a training militia and like write /cheer. Here we go, right? /cheer. Never mind, the video stopped. Okay. They'll work their way out to make it great. Yeah, I mean, the shadow, like, the game looks really, really good, right? And really fucking good. But, like, I legit don't understand how I cannot understand how the shadow is like this right now. Like, I literally cannot understand. Like, if you make a shadow, right, in a game like this, you make the shadow like light source dependent, right? Like depending on like your light sources. Like how do you even like make it like this in the first place? Like when you think about like adding a shadow to a character or like to anything, you would always think about the light source. Like why would you attach it to the character? Like what? I mean, sure, like you attach it to the character like the base, but like what? I can't even find the words for this. Like it's Like, what kind of logic did they have to go through to end up with this, you know? Yeah, that's like his forehead as a lamp or something. I don't know, man. How bad is it? Honestly, I think it's not bad at all. For the most part. If you look at itemization and they just ignore anything but legendary items, that's kind of worrying about itemization, honestly, because I mean, literally, like the second sentence is we have only found a handful of legendary items, and the first one was there isn't much to say about items. Like, does this mean that like literally all items in the entire game apart from legendaries are so uninteresting that it's not like worth talking about them? That just seems like a dog shit game then, right? That seems like a dog shit game then, because in a good RPG, all items that you find should matter in some way or form, otherwise they shouldn't exist in the game, right? That looks like they fucked up like non-legendary items to me, which is not a good sign, but other than that, it looks kind of decent. And then there was like crafting with the elixirs with like 3% experience buff, like this sentence like triggered me as well, making like elixirs like kind of like mandatory to like be optimized, but you need like to gather materials to craft them, which might put you behind in XP, so this is more like maybe a catch-up mechanic. And if it's like fine to ignore crafting this stuff or like gathering materials, unless you want to craft elixirs for bosses, then it might like even up, right? Like if you are a crafter, like a gatherer and crafter, you can play catch-up with this, and if you're just like a monster slayer, you can just like cruise through the game and you don't do this unless you really have to craft them. And if like both of those like player types end up with the same amount of XP after like X amount of hours, then it's a fine system. Otherwise, I hate this, right? If this is like if this like defines leveling meta, like you have to like do chores basically, yikes, right? But if it's like balanced properly, it could be a good system. I haven't found like any, I mean, I don't think they would like even write about pay to win. I mean, there's no pay to win in the beta, that's for sure. It looks fine so far. So you just watched this one, right? We're not in-depth game testers. I mean, yeah, you're fucking journalists. Like, of course you're not. Let's be real here. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Console port. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be on consoles, obviously. Great start. I guess, sure. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, honestly. Skill trees. I mean, okay, skill trees are definitely better than D3 and D2, but I mean, both of those games have kind of garbage skill trees compared to like Last Epoch, Path of Exile, or Grim Dawn, and even those three like don't have like perfect skill trees or like skill systems. So you have like, I don't know, some progression thing here, and then you have like skills that you unlock here, I assume, and you can like put more ranks into them, which is already like way better than D3. It's like kind of D2 ranks, or like Grim Dawn ranks, that's fine. And they have like these nodes here behind them, which are maybe like transmuting the skill, or like probably passives here. These seem like passives maybe? I don't know. And this is like an active skill, and then like these are like modifiers to that active skill. And if these are actually interesting, these modifiers here, it could be a good system. But if this is like add 5% damage, add 2% damage, then it's not interesting, right? Also, even if these were like transmitters or like modifiers, 3, I mean, it's better than 0. It's not like that many, but I mean, if they're like, as I said, like actually impactful, 3 might be enough. I mean, visually and gameplay-wise, it's gonna feel amazing. We watched all the videos. I mean, it looks good to me. If gameplay for some reason like looks clunky or slow, it's only, I think, because it's journalists playing and not because the gameplay is actually slow or clunky, which I don't think it really like looked like. Okay, conclusion. The game definitely delivers regarding the core pillars of any good RPG: a dark world, visceral combat, rewarding class design, interesting systems. Novelty bias aside, D4 in its current iteration most definitely has what it takes to become the best game of its franchise. We'll see about that. As simple as it sounds, the development team took a lot of great ideas from D2 and D3. It's so funny, like in this entire post, right, they only ever like compare the game to D3 and D2, right? And like whenever they're like praising something in D4, like, oh my god, it's so complex. I mean, well, it's because D2 and D3 were as shallow as you could possibly get in like those systems, right? And literally every other RPG was more complex than these two games. Anyway, as a result, engaging with systems like dungeons or the skill trees feels fresh and exciting. Okay. Will it be fun to play D4 for thousands of hours? We couldn't tell. Some important RPG aspects like D4's approach to endgame itemization still feel lackluster and up in the air. At least after getting a glimpse of it at level 25, it's also needless to say that the wound caused by Diablo Immortal still bleeds. One thing is certain though, both the fans and players new to the franchise will have a blast playing it through D4 if Blizzard and the development team stays on course. We at Wowhead can't wait for open beta and D4's release next year. If they are boring plus 5% damage, they're just mandatory. Which I really hope they can't be that, right? Like, it's literally impossible for them to be that, because usually just putting points into the skill itself, right? Ranking up the skill should give you more damage, right? Like that's like what the skill ranks should be for, right? There's no way these are like plus 10% damage, right? It's literally impossible. Otherwise I don't know. I will question the sanity of these developers. I mean, assuming 5 ranks and then like plus skills from gear, right? There's gonna be that, right? You're gonna have like plus skills from gear, right? Right? I mean, I guess so. I hope so. Okay, for itemization, as it looks like right now, it's you find legendary items, right? You put them into whatever occultus or whatever the mechanic was, like you extract the essence of the legendary. You either use the legendary until you find like a rare that is really, really good, and then you extract the power of the legendary that you want, and you craft it onto the rare. And I think that's like all there is to like endgame crafting meta for D4. At least from what from how it looks like so far. That will be especially true if literally every single slot will have legendary items with powers, right? I got invited? Nah. I mean, you wouldn't be able to stream it anyway if you get invited, I think. It's the reverse of Ellie's legendary potential. Yeah, in LE you have the legendaries and you extract like one out of the 4 affixes of a tier 6 or tier 7 rare and then put it on the legendary, right? It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like the reverse of Last Epoch's crafting, like legendary potential crafting, true. Except hopefully this might be a bit more determined, honestly, like the LE random stuff. I don't know, I mean... Some people like gambling, some people don't. I'm not so sure if I like gambling in this specific case. I would rather like deterministic crafting here, I guess. Okay, I mean, yeah, there's plus skills, right? Plus skills on helmets or gloves. Oh, it's only plus skills on helmets or gloves. Weapon scaling is dominated by DPS modifier. Insert upgrade emote, right? Number go up. Switching out the rare bow with cool affixes against the normal crossbow without any bonuses just feels, just because it has 30 more DPS isn't fun. I mean, isn't that like kind of a problem in every RPG though? Like if you just find like a way higher base, it's gonna be better, right? That's just kind of how it is in every RPG, I think. And then you want to find the same base with like better affixes. this is a non-issue in endgame, but like while leveling, this is always kind of like the case in every RPG, I think. Unless you can craft bases. Maybe. I mean, I guess, what is it called? Like, Path of Exile does that, maybe? I don't know. I mean, probably it does that. I mean, what does Path of Exile not do? Or like, you can craft on bases. I mean, of course you can, right? I mean, of course you fucking can. You can also do the same in LE. Like, yeah, like, it's not an issue in LE or Path of Exile. It is an issue in Grim Dawn and Diablo. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like crafting in PoE is too cheap. That might be the reason why you're always like only like looking for bases. Like you wanna feel the weight of the drops, right? Like you wanna drop a good item and like feel good about it. You don't wanna like only look at the like freaking base and like scour it and then craft on it. I mean, I guess in Ruthless that's gonna be a bit harder. Just multiple tiers of finding the best. Gotta get the best base and then the best stats on it and then the best stats rolls and then you can find it in Ancient with 20% more stats. I mean, yeah. But like, I mean, some of those things that you're saying right now, that's like the same in every RPG, right? Like multiple tiers of like finding the best. That's like all like that's like what like ARPG itemization in general in every single game is all about, right? It's about min-maxing and it's about like, I don't know, like grinding whatever you need to grind to like get the same item again with like this better rolls, right? Or you like grind whatever materials you need to craft on that item to get like better rolls, right? That's kind of what you do, right? Depends if trade exists or not. I mean... yeah, if trade exists, then I guess you don't do that process as often. You rather sell whatever you have because it might be good for some other build. And then you get something else in return that's good for your build without you having to like do the whole like grinding process for whatever you need to do to like min-max your gear that often. You rather min-max the currency or like the item that's good for like something else. Yeah, I actually like that as well. And like you can only craft to tier 5 and like you can only drop tier 6 and tier 7. You craft to sell items? Yeah, I guess that as well, yeah. I mean, that's only because like crafting is so cheap though, right? Like if crafting was more expensive, you would farm more. You would like look out more for the drops than craft. That's why I said like crafting is too cheap probably in Path of Exile. Like unironically, it might be actually too cheap. Not in current PoE. I mean, if people do that, then it's too cheap. You can't find items on the ground. I mean, is it because if you don't use filters, there's like 5 billion items on the ground and you can't like find the right one? Or is it because there's just no good drops ever? I mean, it sounds like they should maybe work on their like drop tables maybe a bit. Crafting's a higher chance. I mean, it's fine that like crafting's a higher chance. But if it's like still more optimal, then as I said, like crafting is too cheap. Because you do that, you can do it too often, right? Like it still boils down to basically like crafting being too OP compared to dropping items. Like either you make crafting like more expensive or you increase the quality of your drop tables. Yeah, I mean, sure. PoE might be a game about crafting. D4 doesn't have to be though. I mean, it won't be. Like, definitely not. Yeah, they could like fix that issue with PoE 2 maybe. Like, with PoE 2 they could like change more systems and people I think would accept them generally a bit more than like in some random PoE patch. Like the debate raging wouldn't be as crazy because people expect bigger changes from like, you know, PoE 2, right? You would say finding is like 70% ruthless and 30% crafting. What if they like actually use ruthless, like crafting slash drop percentage system as a like kind of like test for PoE 2? I wouldn't mind it honestly if it's not really like that. Ruthless more like maidenless. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for me for today. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with Grim Dawn. We're gonna be playing proper Grim Dawn tomorrow. I don't know if I actually want to like finish that freaking. Maybe just start like a Grenado character, honestly. Maybe just make a Grenado character, because the Cold Ages character has like not the right gear anyway. Play Ruthless. Wait, when is no, Path of Exile is Friday, right? On the weekend, I think. You wanted to play Grenado? You can play Grenado right now if you want. Or... Who do we raid, guys? Anybody like playing anything? Please make an item for you. Wait, did I miss a video? Nah, right. We're fine. Raid Mitch XU? Who? I missed the cash shop section. Haha. It's like, they're not allowed to talk about it, right? They're not about to talk about it. Albion? Lulbion? That game, dude. Like, why are you playing it? Seriously, though? Alright, let's raid some dude who is playing the game that is Diablo 4's role model, right? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you around on Discord, YouTube, and if you are interested in playing actual Grim Dawn content that is somewhat fresh and not like 5 years old, check out the season, right? Check out our season 4, currently ongoing. And yeah, I'll see you around. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for all the follows and subs today as well. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Have a good one.